Prop firms is one of the most lucrative and the craziest ways to make money in 2025 and 2026. One of the craziest things is for as little as a challenge of $200, $150, you can get anything from a 5-figure, 6-figure payout, bearing in mind if you have the skill. If you are trading within these years and you are not getting into prop firms or learning about them, you are truly missing out a golden opportunity. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about a firm called HolaPrime, where I'm doing a review series of pretty much every prop firm that is out there under the sun and moon, good and bad. And I'm not looking forward to doing the bad ones because it's just probably going to blow my brains out, but it's going to be a good series for you guys to learn and think about which prop firms and help you to decide which prop firm would be good for you and fit your trading needs, and something to give you the confidence if you were to go ahead with them. Now, no real company has the 100%, nothing in life is 100% guaranteed, but if there is one thing, just like trading, we have to take calculative risks in order to do the things that give us the reward that we are expecting or willing to give up in return. So welcome to the video. My name is Dan Chung, aka Champ, your host today. And more importantly, the craziest things I want to share is I recently did $194,000 in one single trading day. And here is the kind of breakdown, and here are the screenshots off of the FTMO, the QR code and the funded futures. And in the future, or maybe when you're watching this, is already on Twitter, but you'll see all of my payout certificate, my rise, and all the screenshots to kind of prove moving forward. In the series, I'm going to be going through pretty much every prop firm over a 5 simple process. Number 1, a little bit about the company. Number 2, the pros and cons. Number 3, my experience with them so far. Number 4, should you get funded with them? And number 5, my final thoughts. Now, I've been funded up to 2.5 million. I've pretty much been in the prop firm space nearly 4 years, so it gives me a little bit of experience. I'm not saying I'm right, but experience for sure to tell you a bit about how I feel about them and some things I can kind of see straight off the bat. Now, we are using this comparison website, which is FPT, which is Funded Prop Traders. On this website, you can compare all Forex, crypto, and futures prop firms. It's also going to have an education review section on here as well. You're going to have points in order to win. So when you do a review, and they have to be a legitimate review, so you've actually traded with them, and we will have a filtering system. You can use these points to redeem a funded challenge with any of the prop firms that are listed on the website. Maybe some others, some work with us, some don't, but I'd say like 70% of the firms have supported this new endeavor with tons of giveaways. Like one firm has given us like 400k per week to do giveaways with, which is absolutely insane. And then of course CK Capital will do loads, and of course in this video we will do a HolaPrime giveaway. So the company today and in question is HolaPrime. Now I'm going to go backwards. Normally I go through the challenges, but today I'm going to go through the company profile, then I'll go into the challenges. So one of the craziest things about HolaPrime, and I am honestly an advocate of this, is they have all 3 platforms. They have the crypto, they have the futures, and they have the Forex, so the CFD. I don't think, or correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any other firm that have all 3. Like Funded Next, they have futures, they have CFD, and then they have broker, but they don't have crypto. Breakout crypto, there are a lot that have funded pips is CFD and also futures. Seacrest / My Funded FX, that was still CFDs and futures, but none have all 3. Now, if I'm honest, when I first came with them, I've never even heard of them. They are definitely more dominant in the US market. Even on their website, they have this Carl Anthony Towns, which is an NBA star. Everything about this website is a lot more quote unquote American, just the way it's styled and the way it is as an overall. Now, that being said, I was really kind of interested in the idea that they do have all 3. So I was like, wow, if they can offer all 3, then they have their own system, they have their own tech, and they've got a lot of support. Crazy again is they've got DX Trade, Match Trade, C Trader, MT4, MT5, Trade Locker, and their own crypto platform. So they have pretty much every platform. That is, again, a huge one as well. So not only are they one to offer FX, futures and crypto, they offer every CFD platform and the traditional cryptos and futures platform as well. They're established in 2024 and their origin was in Hong Kong. Max allocation that you can have is 500k on the CFD side. Futures and crypto may differ, and their challenges range anywhere around $325 up to $1,500, and you can get a 300k single account. It's kind of crazy, honestly. Like, it's really crazy to have this. Now, Just to kind of scroll down onto their website, actually to kind of scroll back up onto here, is that they're the number one prop firm, where they kind of claim. I don't know how much I truly believe on that. There's no such thing as a number one firm. Well, I guess FTMO for the time being, but they are first to process the payouts within 1 hour, first to publish daily transparency reports. They've got loads of people who have been paid out and done. That's quite good. The interviews, and you can kind of choose your challenges from there. They've got the HolaPrime TV, which actually they've invited me on to do. I like this as well. This was another cool thing. They have a trading coach, which is similar to FTMO. And what that means is FTMO try and support their traders. And how do they support their traders? Well, they actually, once you're funded, you can actually do a one-on-one meeting for free, by the way, to help on your psychology and to improve your trading. And HolaPrime have actually got another company that do this as well, where they have a trading coach to help you really understand your overall trading as an overall. So we click on buy a challenge and see where that takes us, and then we can see that kind of goes into register, and then we can choose our challenge. So now let's go on to looking at the challenges quickly. They have two types of challenges, which is the 1-step pro and the 2-step pro. They also have the prime challenge and then direct challenge, which we'll go into a little bit later. They have 5k all the way up to 300k. And overall, the maximum loss you can have is 6%, and the profit target you need to hit is 10% on a 1-step. If you go on 2-step, it is 8% and 5%, which is more traditional, and then they have an 8% drawdown. Now, if we go on to the prime challenge, on the prime challenge, the profit target is 10%, 6 and 3, which is pretty good. And then here again, it is 8%, 5% and 8% again. The main difference between these is basically the leverage that is able to offer, and some very small intricacy details as well. But look, on the platforms, they literally have every single platform. I don't think I've seen this too often as well. Let's have a look at their direct account. I've not seen this one before. This direct account is basically you are able to trade with them straight away. You get 90% rewards, but there is a consistency score I believe they've added. I think it was like 20 or 25%. But if you think about it, you pay 3.2k, you trade for 2-3 weeks, hit the consistency score, you'll make that money back. And not only will you be able to make that money back, you'll be able to have that funded account and keep that for the future as well. So here is the comparison page that they have. So like if we just had to compare 2-step pros and 2-step prime, they have, which is an unlimited trading days. They've got 8 and 5. They've got 5, 5 and 5, 5. But there's based on the previous closing balance. You've got 8 and 8 and then 8 and 8. Leverage here as well is 100 as opposed to 30. This was the main thing I was talking about. And if you didn't know what leverage means your buying power, which therefore means the size that you're able to open on a trade, which therefore means that dictates how much money you could make or lose, which means the higher the leverage, the higher the risk, which is not necessarily a good thing as well. There's pros and cons to that. So that's a bit about HolaPrime, their profile and their challenges. Now is to go on to section 2, which is their pros and cons. Now I'm going to split through their pros because this is the first thing I can kind of think of. They have all 3 challenges, right? And one thing I like about all 3, sorry, I wouldn't say all 3 challenges, they're all kind of all 3 products, which is crypto, futures and FX. And why is that a good thing? Well, I like that idea because it kind of solidifies the longevity of the company, right? They're not just here just to open one CFD and close down after a year, as many firms have, but they literally have all 3 and they're here for long-standing relationships. Again, they have all platforms, which then, if you know anything about this, is that costs a lot of money to have these techs. It also costs a lot of money to have all of these platforms because you have to pay a monthly fee for them. And that being said, it's crazy because having that opportunity to have all of these platforms there means that, again, financial backing. So there's kind of that security knowing that you're going to get paid out. Having another thing of why you have all 3 challenges, another pro that comes with it, you could literally trade all 3 with one firm. So you don't have to diversify. But the thing is, I could also say that is a con because you would want to diversify so that you don't have all your eggs in one basket. So if they were ever to ban you or call you out or silly excuses, or you did breach it, or maybe you did break a rule, you're not losing all of your eggs in one basket because you're able to split it across the board. Another thing is that the customer service has actually been pretty helpful so far compared to some other firms. They are a little bit on the slower end, but it's overall been quite good. The platforms are good, the website's good, programs are good. I would say that overall, the one con I can add to it is the pricing could definitely be more competitive, but they do offer, like, I don't know if this kind of matches it, but we have a 40% discount, which kind of drops it massively. But then at the same time, they could just do a less discount. I mean, it's catch 22. You can do a less discount and then lower the pricing, or a high discount and then a higher pricing. So if you do want to get a challenge, you can use the code WChampFX. And also, if you do that, please come use FPT or the funded prop traders website.com to be able to compare your prop firm reviews and to help make this FPT one of the #1 prop firm review websites and companies out there. So coming back onto the challenge, onto the pros and cons, is the pricing could improve, and that's pretty much the main things I can see. I mean, the leverages and execution has been okay so far, and then now going on to section 3, which is my experience, is trading with them has been okay so far. I wouldn't say it's good or bad. It's been neutral. It has generally been neutral. I haven't had a payout. That's probably the most important thing. Once I do get a payout from them, I will make an updated review, but that'll probably take some time because right now I'm focused on my futures account, and then I've got funded ticks, and then I've got some other ones, and then I've got HolaPrime in the process actually as well, all in the same process, but I'm just rotating them. So it's going to take a little bit of time. So that's kind of really it. Like I wouldn't say it's good or bad, but I definitely would pick it over some other firms. And when I say should you come into section 4 is should you trade with them, is they are definitely above there amongst other firms. I would say it's definitely like your 3rd or 4th tier. You've got your, depending if you're doing CFD or futures, but crypto I can't really say, but if you're CFD, HolaPrime is probably like the 3rd tier. Futures, again, maybe about the 3rd or 4th tier, but it definitely is a prop firm that you have to have in your portfolio sooner or later. It could even be down to a price point where you can just kind of start off with it straight away. Now, some final thoughts onto our final section so far is that the prop firm industry is here to stay. A company like HolaPrime, really is cool, because the coolest thing about this, having all 3 challenges, such a big company, such a big reputation, so much financial backing, and so much good groundwork and foundation, it gives me the confidence to be trading with a firm like them. That's what you want to look for. You want to look for that. But another big key factor is the payouts. Now, I haven't had one, so I can't emphasize or even say anything about that. But once I do get one, then that kind of solidifies it, especially if I can do 6 figures with them and there's not been any problems. That's why I'm a big fan and an advocate of FTMO. I've done nearly $200,000 with them and never really had an issue with every payout. It's come instantly. From the futures, a bit slow. HolaPrime, I can't imagine being bad either, but I just need to hit that 6 figures and then I would know from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, share and subscribe. And of course, we are doing a giveaway in every single one of these prop firm review videos. If you do want to go check it out on Twitter, where we will host the giveaway. And the giveaway today obviously will be HolaPrime, and it will be whatever account size they agree to, which I will check out later and ask them. But if you enjoyed the videos, please do like, share and subscribe. Go check out our website at fundedproptraders.com to go and see your prop firm reviews. And last but not least, do use code WChampFX if you want to go and get funded with HolaPrime with a 40% discount. And you can only use it 2 times, by the way. So, champ out. Peace.